Chapter 1: Democratic Politics, Power Sharing. As we all know that in the modern world, most of the nations are democratic nations. And in a democracy, all powers do not rest with any one organ of the government. An intelligent sharing of power among legislature, executive, and judiciary is very important to the design of a democracy. In this chapter, further, we are going to discuss this idea of power sharing, and we will also study the stories of two countries, Belgium and Sri Lanka. Both these case studies are about how democracies handle demands for power sharing. Further, we shall also discuss what is the need for power sharing in democracy and what are the various forms of power sharing. First of all, we should know what is power sharing. Power sharing is a technique to reduce the possibility of conflict, and every social group is given due share in administration and included in decision making. Next topic is stories of Belgium and Sri Lanka. Here you can see map of Belgium. Belgium is a small country in Europe. It is smaller in area than one Indian state, Haryana. Belgium shares boundaries with the Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. It has a population of little over 1 crore. The ethnic composition of this small country is very complex. To know what is ethnic? Ethnic means a social division based on shared culture. People belonging to the same ethnic group believe in their common descent because of similarities of physical type or of culture or both. They need not always have the same religion or nationality. The ethnic composition is very complex. Of the country's total population, 59% lives in the Flemish region and they speak Dutch language. 40% people live in the Wallonian region and speak French language. 1% of the Belgians speak German, but in the capital city, Brussels, 80% people speak French and 20% are Dutch speaking people. So this is very precarious situation in Belgium. But how were they able to manage and solve this problem? Now let us compare this to the situation in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is an island nation. It is a few kilometers off the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. It is having the population of about 2 crore people. Sri Lanka has a diverse population. They are having Sinhala speaking people, Tamil speaking people. Sinhala speakers, they constitute 74% of the population and Tamil speakers, they constitute around 18% of the population. Further, Tamils are divided into two subgroups, Sri Lankan Tamils and Indian Tamils. Most of the Sinhala speaking people are Buddhist, while most of the Tamils are Hindus or Muslims. And 7% of Sri Lankan population follows Christian religion. So here question comes, how did Sri Lanka share power with other ethnic groups? Let's start. First, majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka became independent in 1948. The leaders of Sinhala community tried to secure dominance over government because of their absolute majority. As a result, the democratic elected government adopted a series of steps which are considered as majoritarian measures to establish Sinhala supremacy. Here question comes, what is the meaning of majoritarianism? It means a belief that the majority community should be able to rule a country in whichever way it wants, by disregarding the wishes and needs of the minority. In 1956, an act was passed in Sri Lanka to recognize Sinhala as the only official language. The governments followed preferential policies that favored Sinhala people in university positions and other jobs. Even a new constitution was made, and in that it was stipulated that the state shall protect and foster Buddhism. All these government steps gradually increased the feeling of alienation among the Sri Lankan Tamils. They felt that none of the major political parties were sensitive to their language and culture. As a result, the relations between these two groups in Sri Lanka became strained and tensed. Hence, the Sri Lankan Tamils launched parties and struggles for the recognition of Tamil as an official language, for regional autonomy and equality of opportunities started in Sri Lanka. When it was denied, then by 1980s, several political organizations were formed demanding an independent Tamil Eelam, that means state in northern and eastern parts of Sri Lanka. This led to a situation which is called civil war. It means a violent conflict between opposing groups within a country that becomes so intense that it appears like a war. This war continued for a long period and finally it was ended in the year 2009. That's all about in this video. We shall continue next topics. Kindly subscribe the channel www.youtube.com/Ram Sharma Live. Thank you.